Sorry, chat. I had a match. Alright. Yeah, this is not gonna be a super long stream. Which, I'm sorry for those of you guys who look forward to, like, quality, but I'm exhausted. My field season has just begun, and, Wolfie is very tired. And I guess this one makes sense. Good try for this. Kinda like that one too, not gonna lie. Yeah, we'll do that one. I did say that I would read werewolf stuff this week, and I do plan on following up, but if it's not enough, we can always do a rain check later in the year when I'm less tired. But I will do my best for now. We'll probably only get to read one or two, but remember the 5th of November? Yo, Chaos, what's up? Actually, Chaos, if you're here, I'll read what you wrote. Yo, Thunder Kitty. First we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, yes. Happy Mexican Independence Day. Yeah. How are y'all doing? I'm sorry I'm so low energy. I've been very busy. My field season has started and I am chasing the oh my god, the birds. I've been chasing the birds. I forgot I wrote something. Yeah, you did. And I want to read it so that I do that before I forget. Oh my god, I got 5 viewers. Who the hell is here? I know you both are here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna call it in like an hour. It's not gonna be a long one. I've been getting up at like 4 a.m. I can leave to make it an even 4. No, it went down to 3. We're good. But yeah, this is called Battle for Elysium, by our very own Chaos Dragoon. The snow crunched under each step as the wolf pack slowly stalked their prey. 2 figures. Sorry if it's bad. Dude, your shit's never bad. Don't even worry about it. 2 figures, a woman in a ruby red cloak with long golden blonde hair, and a man in a black cloak with a 28-inch double-edged sword. His eyes hid under his hood as he scanned the large wolf pack. He held his sword in front of him in a protective stance as both he and the woman slowly backtracked from the wolves, as blood dripped from their open maws, and their black fur glinted in the afternoon sun. The woman behind him looked around frantically to find a way out. Her heart skipped a beat when she looked behind her, and she frantically slapped her palm on his shoulder. The man looked back to see another group of wolves slowly inch their way closer behind them. The man now looked all around him, at the clearing they were standing in. He frantically looked around for an escape, but something caught his attention. Something seemed to be slithering under the snow as it drew closer to them. He turned toward the woman and whispered, "Whatever happens, do not move." The woman looked at him for several seconds before she nodded. The man turned back to the wolves. He wrote it in an hour. Don't worry about that. The man turned back to the wolves and slowly lowered his sword. The alpha's ears perked up, and he stopped, causing the rest of the pack to cease their advance. He let out a bellowing laugh and spoke. You know what, Chad? Thank you, dude. 31 months. Jesus Christ. How you doing, dude? He let out a bellowing laugh and spoke. "Giving up already?" The alpha smiled to reveal large fangs coated in crimson blood. The woman winced when she saw the blood-stained fangs. She remembered the event leading up to this. "Nah, just waiting for the show to begin," the man mocked. The wolf's smile was replaced with a frown, before it changed to a scowl. A low, guttering growl began to emanate from the alpha as his eyes narrowed. "Your human cockiness disgusts me." The wolf snarled before he continued. "You ravage the land, cut down the trees, and rape the earth, so you can build the fortresses you claim to be safe in. However, you step outside these stone walls and you're exposed to the elements. Even now, as death slowly stalks closer, your cockiness continues to blemish the surrounding air." The man didn't seem fazed by the wolf's words instead. He let out a laugh. "I've every right to be cocky, as you have every right to be a mangy mutt that doesn't know his place," the man said as he enticed the wolf. The alpha growled louder as he let out a howl. The wolf pack charged, and the man laughed again, as he said to himself, "Hook, line, and sinker." The wolf pack closed the distance, and one of the wolves lunged for the woman, but it wouldn't find purchase. A green blur shot out from the snow, and pierced into the side of the wolf as more green blurs shot out of the snow and toward the wolf pack. The lead wolf looked around frantically as his kin were reduced to whimpers and whines, as the blurs continued their attack. He jumped back as one of the blurs tried to impale him. It slammed into the ground in front of the lead wolf, and he saw what was attacking them. His ears bent back as he recognized the large arrow-tipped vine wriggling in the ground, trying to free itself. The wolf watched as more vines shot out of the snow, and either impaled or wrapped around the wolf pack. His ears perked up as the sound of screaming and screeching emanated around him. The scream sounded like a lobster being placed in hot boiling water. And then he saw it. The vines began to drag the captured wolves toward the trees, whose crowns were rattling and letting out screams. "You bastard!" the wolf yelled toward the man, as he added, "You led my pack into the spider trees." The man simply shrugged. "You were dumb enough to follow. I don't see how this is my fault." The man mocked. The wolf snarled and was about to advance when he stopped. He saw something slithering in front of him under the snow. He knew it was the vine of the spider tree. The wolf looked back at the man and snarled one last time before he retreated back the way he had come. A wolf let out a howl as it was dragged toward one of the spider trees. It turned and sunk its fangs into the vine around its back legs. There was a screech from the tree before 4 more vines shot out from the canopy and impaled the wolf through the abdomen. Crimson blood stained the snow underneath the lifeless wolf before the vines started to drag it toward the tree. Another wolf let out whimpers as it clawed at the tree's bark, trying to escape the vine's grasp. And part of his back legs were in the lush green crown as the leaves shook vigorously in anticipation. The wolf was slowly pulling itself free, and the vine suddenly loosened, and the wolf found itself falling toward the ground. The free fall only lasted a second before the vine suddenly jerked and pulled the wolf fully into the tree's rattling crown. Leaves slightly fell to the ground as the sound of tearing flesh and breaking bones came from the vigorously rattling crown. Crimson blood rolled down the trunk of the tree and fell on the pure white snow at its base. One by one, the wolves that were trapped by the vines were dragged up to the crowns of the spider trees, and the sound of tearing flesh and breaking bones emanated from them. The woman let out a sigh of relief. "Don't celebrate just yet," the man said as he looked out around the spider trees. He saw a path that he assumed led out of the woods, and saw the crimson blood stain the tree trunks along the path. He sighed. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. The woman wasn't sure why the man was so worried until the screeching of the trees started again. The vines slowly slithered down the trunks of the trees. Some of the arrow tips still had fresh blood and flesh on them. She watched as they slowly dug into the ground, and saw them slithering toward them. She quickly turned to the man, to see him holding his sword in front of him with the tip pointed to the sky. "I call to the god of fire, whose burning rage can turn this world to ash, and whose single spark can awaken even the most dormant volcano. Allow us to feel the protection from your white-hot flames," the man chanted. Red symbols started to form on his sword as the surrounding air started to heat up. His eyes shot open, and he slammed his sword to the ground while yelling, "Inferno's wrath!" Flames erupted from the tip of his sword and created a tunnel that led out of the forest. "Run!" the man yelled. The woman looked at the tunnel and back at the man as he continued, "The flames will not hurt you, now go." The woman nodded and ran into the tunnel of fire. The man soon followed suit as he ran into the flames and felt the temperature dramatically rise from the cold, brisk air to overpowering heat. As the woman ran through the flames, she heard the trees on the other side let out screeches of anger and pain. A vine shot through the flames only to be severed and fall to the ground. The woman jumped over the vine and continued to run. She saw the end and picked up her pace before she leapt out of the flames. The heat soon turned to bitter cold as she fell to the snow-covered ground. Soon after, the man jumped out of the tunnel and rolled in the snow. The tunnel of flames fizzled away, leaving behind scorched trees and charred black earth. The man let out a sigh and began to get back to his feet again. As he did, the woman pushed herself up, and she too got to her feet as she marveled. "I didn't know the kingdom had a knight who could use magic." "That wasn't simple magic with us. That was ruin," the man said. "Ruin?" the woman asked. "Yes. It's a spoken word in which one asks the gods to lend them a small amount of their power. Those flames are a gift from the fire god Inferno," the man explained. "Wait. I thought it was only the faunas and the angelics that could receive gifts from the gods," the woman said. The man was about to answer her when his attention was shifted to a horse-drawn carriage that slowly stopped in front of them. The carriage was a large four-wheeled closed carriage, made of dark mahogany wood. A curved opening was underneath the driver's seat in front. Each window had bright sky blue curtains. In the driver's seat of the carriage was a man about the age of 40, wearing a black tuxedo and a ruby red tie. He looked down at the two and asked, "Seems you two are lost." The man in the black cloak stood in front of the woman and was about to answer when the carriage shook for a second, before the door opened and its passenger walked out. The carriage's passenger was a dark-skinned woman wearing a green theatrical Victorian dress that had ruby-red floral designs embroidered into the petticoat. "Blake, what have we here?" she asked the man in the driver's seat before she saw the man in the black cloak and the woman in the ruby-red cloak. She took out her paper fan and opened it in front of her face and added, "Oh my, Blake. It seems you found some lost souls." I like this. I want to see where this is going. Well done, Chaos. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting comfy. My body just hurts like hell. Alright, let's see if this is short. It is not. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh yeah, no, this is disqualifyingly long. Alright, let me try to find a shorter one. Because I'm not going to make it to the end of that one as much as I want to. This story's too damn long. Normally I'm better, but like, I cannot. And this one is also... I mean... Oh my god, why does everything feel so fucking long? Sorry, I'm just like measuring. God damn it, why are all the werewolves in these bad? Well, I guess that's how they usually are, but it still annoys me. Let's see here. Are there no short ones? Come on, man. Oh my god, 516 pages worth of shit. Oh yeah, no. This project is for a stream where I have more energy than the one we're doing now. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Maybe this one. I'm burning time just trying to find something. Man. Okay, come on. Let's see. Let's do... Well, some of these are hella long, and some of these are not. This is called The Wife's Story by Ursula K. Le Guin. I don't know if it's good. And I can't read it. Alright, I'll give it a shot. He was a good... Don't understand it. I don't believe it happened. I saw it happen, but it isn't always gentle. If you'd have seen him playing with children, anyone who'd saw him with children would have known that there wasn't any bad in him. Not one mean bone. When I first met him, he was still living with his mother over in Spring Lake. I used to see them together, mother and the sons, and think that any young fellow was that nice, with his family, must be one worth knowing. Then one time, when I was walking in the woods, I met him by himself coming up from a hunting trip. He hadn't got any game at all, not so much as a field mouse, but he wasn't cast down about it. He was just larking along, enjoying the morning air. That's one of the things I first loved about him. He didn't take things hard. He didn't grouch and whine when things didn't go his way. So we got talking that day, and I guess things moved right along after that. Because pretty soon he was over here pretty near all the time. My sister said, see, my parents had moved out the year before and gone south, leaving us the place. My sister said, kind of teasing but serious, well, if he's going to be here every day and half the night, I guess there isn't room for me. And she moved out, just down the way. We've always really been real close, her and me. That's the sort of thing that doesn't ever change. I couldn't have gotten through this bad time without my sis. Well, so he came to live here. All I can say is it was the happy year of my life. He was just purely good to me. Hard worker, never lazy, and so big and fine looking. Everyone looked up to him, young as he was. Lodge meeting nights, more and more often, they had him leading the singing. He had such a beautiful voice, and he'd lead off strong, and the others following and joining in, high voices and low. It brings the shivers on me now to think about it, hearing it. Nights when I stayed home from Eden when the children was babies. The singing coming through the trees in the moonlight, summer nights, the full moon shining. I'll never hear anything so beautiful. I'll never know joy like that again. It was the moon, that's what they say. It was the moon's fault, and the blood. It was in his father's blood. I never knew his father, and now I wonder what became of him. He was from up Whitewater Way and had no kin around here. I always thought that he went back there, but now I don't know. There was some talking about him, tales that come after what happened to my husband. Something runs in the family, they say. And it may never come out, but if it does, it's the change of the moon that does it. It always happens in the dark of the moon. When everyone's home and asleep, something comes over the one that's got the curse in his blood, they say. And he gets it because he can't sleep. He goes out into the glaring sun and goes off all alone, drawn to find those like him. And it may be so, 'cause my husband would do that. I'd have rouse and say, "Where are you going to?" And he'd say, "Oh, hunting, be back this evening." And it wasn't like him, even his voice was different. But I'd be so sleepy and not wanting to wake the kids, and he was so good and responsible. There was no call of mine to go ask him why and where and all that. So it happened that way, maybe 3 times or 4. He came back late, worn out, and pretty near cross, for one so sweet-tempered, not wanting to talk about it. I figured everyone got to bust out now and then. Nagging never helped anything. But it did begin to worry me. Not so much that he went, but that he came back so tired and strange. Even he smelled strange, made my hair stand up on end. I could not endure it, and I said, "What is that? Those smells on you, all over you." And he said, "I don't know," and real short. He made like he was sleeping. But he went down when he thought I wasn't noticing. Washed himself, but the smell stayed in his hair and in our bed for days. And then the awful thing. I don't find it too easy to tell about this. I want to cry whenever I have to bring it to my mind. Our youngest, the little one, my baby, she turned from her father just overnight. He come in and she got scared, looking stiff with her eyes wide. Then she began to cry and try to hide behind me. She ain't yet talked plain, and she was saying over and over again, "Make it go away, make it go away." Look in his eyes just for one moment when he heard that. That's what I don't want to ever remember. That's what I can't forget. Look in his eyes, looking at his own child. I said to the child, "Shame on you, what's gone into you?" Scolding, but keeping her right up close to me at the same time, because I was frightened too. Frightened to shaking. He looked away and then said something like, "Guess she just waked up dreaming," and passed it off that way. Or tried to, and so did I. And I got real mad with my baby when she kept on acting crazy, scared of her own dad. But she couldn't help it, and I couldn't change it. He kept away the whole day, 'cause he knew, I guess. It was just beginning dark of the moon. It was hot and close inside and dark, and we'd all been asleep some while. Then something woke me up. He wasn't there beside me. I heard a little stir in the passage when I listened. So I got up, 'cause I could bear it no longer. I went out into the passage, and it was light there. Hard sunlight coming from the door. And I saw him standing just outside in the tall grass by the entrance. His head was hanging. Presently he sat down like he felt weary, and I looked down at his feet. I held still inside and watched. I didn't know what for. And then I saw what he saw. I saw the changing. And his feet was at first, they got long, Each foot got longer, stretching out, the toes stretching out, and the foot getting long and fleshy and white, and no hair on it. The hair began to come all the way all over his body. It's like his hair fried away and the sunlight and was gone. He was white all over, thin like worm skin. And he turned his face. It was changing while I looked. It got flatter and flatter, the mouth flat and wide, the teeth grinning flat and dull, and the nose just a knob of flesh with nostril holes, and the ears gone, and the eyes gone blue. Blue with white rims around the blues staring out at me. That flat, soft white face. He stood up then on two legs. I saw him. I had to see him. My own dear love turned into the hateful one. I couldn't move, but as I crouched there in the passage staring out into the day, I was trembling and shaking with a growl that burst into a crazy, awful howling. A grief howl and a terror howl and a calling howl. The others heard it, even sleeping, and woke up. It stared and peered at the thing my husband had turned into, and shoved its face right up to the entrance of our house. I was still bound by mortal fear, but behind me the children had waked up, and the baby was whimpering. The mother anger had come to me then, and I snarled and crept forward. Man thing looked around. Had no gun, like the ones from the man places do, but it picked up a heavy fallen tree branch in its long white foot. Oh, this is from the eyes of the wolf. That took me way too long to understand. It picked up a heavy fallen tree branch in its long white foot and shoved the end of that down into our house at me. I snapped the end of it in my teeth and started to force my way out, because I knew the man would kill our children if it could. But my sister was already coming. I saw her running at the man with her head low and her mane high and her eyes yellow as the winter sun. It turned on her and raised up that branch to hit her, but I come out the doorway mad with mother anger, and the others were coming to answer my call, the whole pack gathering, there in that blind glare in the heat of the sun at noon. The man looked round at us and yelled out loud and brandished the branch it held. Then it broke and ran, heading for the cleared fields and the plowlands, down the mountainside. It ran on two legs, leaping and weaving, and we followed it. I was last, because love still bound the anger and the fear in me. I was running when I saw them pull it down. My sister's teeth were in its throat. I got there and it was dead. The others were drawn back from the kill because of the taste of blood and the smell. The younger ones were cowering and crying. My sister rubbed her mouth against her forelegs over and over to get rid of the taste. I went up close, 'cause I thought if the thing was dead, the spell, the curse must be done, and my husband could come back, alive or even dead. If I could only see him, my true love in his true form, beautiful. But only the dead man lay there, white and bloody. We drew back and back from it, and turned and ran, back up into the hills, back into the woods of the shadows, the twilight, and the blessed dark. Okay, I love this book. Because this is I think this is the same book that had the one about the priest in it. Yeah, the lame priest. And I really liked that one as well. If anyone wants the name of the book, hold on a second. Yeah, no, it is the same book, because I remember I read that story and I liked it. It's called Curse of the Full Moon. It's a werewolf anthology with several authors. Edited by James Lowder, Lowder, Ulysses Press. It's a good book. I think I'll actually just keep it in my short list, my repertoire, because I like it that much. But the hour is getting on, and I have to wake up at 4, so I will... I don't want to stop, but I know that I should. Oh, perhaps there's another short one I can read. No, I'll be pushing it then. But hey, that's 2 stories with wolves in it, so I kept my promise anyway. Rest, Wolfie, there's always another day. Ah, fine. Let me just see. How long is this one? Oh, it's significant. Yeah, alright. Rest, the Wolfie needs to sleep. You right. I promise I'll make the next one better. But we had dinner late, and I couldn't get on the computer until late, and y'all are much too kind to me. Also, yeah, Sassy, what's up? And I know the stream is only 40 minutes, and the first 3 were silence of me setting everything up, but it can't be helped, I don't think. I mean, Don't have much energy yourself today? Okay, that's alright. At least everyone's on the same page of being tired. Except for Chaos. Chaos is still awake. Maybe too much Deathwish coffee, but I'll be told that was heresy. And Chaos, thank you so much for what you offered in the tent. I could use that right now. I appreciate it. I will get back to Hades as soon as I have more energy, but I'm training all the new employees this week, and the field season never starts gently, ever. There's been a lot of recalculation because of flooding and this and that. And, the crazy season has begun in earnest. And it is wearing me the fuck out much faster than it has in the past. Probably because I haven't had a proper break since March. But hey ho. That's what death is for. Well, or winter. But yeah, I'll get used to it soon. That or I'll take a break. Whichever comes first. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your patience, and I'm sorry I didn't stream much at all this week, but I hope to stream more next week. My schedule may be wonky. We might be getting a lot of Cyberpunk just because it's easy. Like, the game is easy, and it's just easy. Because I'll need easy for a little bit. But in the meantime, do not eat or drink any questionable substances. Make smart decisions, do not die. Dying is absolutely forbidden, and I will see all of you wonderful people at a later time. No apologizing for silly things. Thank you. Okay. I won't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my job. It's just really hectic. I'm really exhausting sometimes. Chasing birds is not an easy feat. But hey. If y'all want, I can show you at the end everything we've managed to get. And then I'll be a good streamer. But until then... well... until then, I'll always make time for y'all. It just may not always be on the stream. Yeah, you all do well by yourselves. And Sassy, if you're coming to movie night in the server tomorrow, I'll see you guys then. And for those of you who are not, then, well, I will see all of you wonderful people at a later time. Take care, guys. Be at family game night, but you have fun. Yeah, we'll have more of them, Sassy, not to worry. You have fun at family game night. Good night!